Hello everybody. I know it's been a while since I made a YouTube video. Right now I'm walking in these trails and in the woods and everything. It's a very beautiful place. Let me show you guys real quick. This is the trail in front of me. That's the trail behind me. Alright, yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about why I had to leave Facebook. And there was many important reasons why, which I will explain. And I'll do it while walking the trails. So anyways, the main reason why well, actually, let me tell you the story of, my journey on Facebook. I originally created a Facebook account when I was 13 years old, for the purpose of, connecting with family members from other states and maybe friends from school or whatever. That's basically the original reason why I created Facebook. Of course, I had the same account the whole entire time up until now, or up until I had to delete it. So when I was a teenager, I didn't use Facebook as much because, I was focusing on school, high school, and I didn't have much internet access on top of that. But after I turned 18, I was able to go on the internet more because I was living with parents and stuff. And I had a laptop and everything myself. So basically, like, when I was 18, that's when I started, I started with joining a church or whatever, and then, I started learning, learning about the scriptures and learning the truth and everything, because I was really seeking truth ever since I was 12 years old, even though I've really started seeking since I was 16. But so basically when I was 18 years old, my online fellowship started, that journey started. Actually, no, I was 19 because I was 18 when I joined a church, and then I was 19 when I found an online fellowship called Remnant House. So it started from there. Everything was great in there. Then after a while, everyone went their own paths. So I left, and then there was there was a husband that I had that was, on the same path as me in seeking truth and stuff. That didn't turn out well. The marriage didn't go well. And yes, I met him on Facebook, and it was a huge mistake entering into that relationship when I was 21 years old. So I was with him for 3 years until I finally left him because he ended up being an abusive man, even though he portrayed himself to be a righteous man. But I eventually had to leave him in September 2019. So even during the time on Facebook, back in 2017, I was fellowshipping really closely with a whole group of people, and it was a fellowship group. They made fellowship groups called Sabbath Covenant groups, and those people, actually the majority of them ended up betraying me and backstabbing me and blocking me. And it was at least, I think, 10 people that did that. Because they didn't agree with the marriage that I was in before. And then I had all kinds of situations that happened to me where people I thought loved me, or I thought they were there for me. I thought they were a brother or sister in Yahuwah. But it turned out they were not. Basically, like, I just recently went through another situation, with a married couple. I was staying with them for like Passover and stuff. And then, like, everything went haywire after a few weeks I was there. So I was staying there since it was close to my property. But I thought they were also brother and sister to me, spiritually, but turned out it wasn't. They ended up doing the same thing, betray and backstab me just because I stood up for myself and refused to be under their control. Because they tried to tell me who to be friends with and who to not be friends with. And I was not buying that, because I would love to be at peace with everyone. I love to basically love everyone, be at peace with everyone. I don't like divisions. I don't like, that type of stuff. So, and I've also even noticed throughout the whole time I was fellowshipping with the same people, with all these different people on Facebook, I've seen a lot of division. I've seen a lot of conflict. I've seen a lot of people dividing against each other. I've seen so many just over certain different little things, whether it's the shape of the earth or whatever, just stupid stuff like that people divide over, and stuff like that I've noticed. And so basically, like, then I recently just went into a situation where I thought, there was, a brother in Yahuwah that I thought was, real, and another sister in Yahuwah that I thought they were real. And basically they started accusing me of disobeying their wise counsel regarding my situations in life. But it wasn't that I was purposely rebelling against it, because it's just that I had a hard time understanding anybody's counsel, because it was confusing. And anything that's lacking in details, anything that's vague and lacking in details, like, it just brings confusion. So if somebody tells me don't do this or don't go there, I need to know why. I need an explanation on really the reason why I shouldn't do this or shouldn't go there, or I shouldn't be connected to a certain people or whatever. Because if nobody tells me why, then there'll be no reason to follow the counsel, because there's no explanation. Because a lot of people would be like, you have to do this or you can't do that or whatever, without even giving a reason why. And just saying, oh, I told you so, or whatever they would say. And I'm not like that, because, I just, I've been going through life learning on my own. And, when I ask people questions and they give a confusing answer, and they don't like the fact that I don't understand what they're saying, you know, that, it is what it is, you have to be patient. There's no patience when somebody tries to rush me to understand something or obey something without even like giving me a detailed explanation. And but it is what it is, I just don't like it when somebody tries to tell me what to do but not give a reason why. Then it'd be just nothing, basically. So yeah, I just kept going through a lot of pains and hurts and everything by people that say they loved me, but in reality they just, blocked me and got out of my life. And I am okay with that now because I'm used to it now, because I've been through it so many times the last few years by who knows how many people in the same group. That's why I rather not fellowship with those type of people anymore, because just too much division, too much conflict, too much people coming against each other. There's no peace, there's no love and unity, there's no, the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, trustworthiness, gentleness, and self-control. And yes, I have it memorized for a good reason. And those things were lacking in the fellowship that I have been in with so many people in the same group. Those things have been lacking generally. I'm not saying every single person lacked it, but I'm saying the majority of them did. And, and that's why I do not want to associate with such people anymore. Because I choose to love and forgive and to maintain peace with everyone, because that's what we should do. And I'm not going to be a part of, people dividing against each other and just, that's, I'm fine with Facebook itself, but it's like you have to be very, very careful who you connect with on Facebook, especially if you don't know them and they're from like out of state or out of the country or whatever. And I learned my lesson that I would rather just meet people in person and connect with them in person than to do it on social media. Because the thing is, you never know how they are in real life behind the screen. They may not be who they say they are. Oh, and I experienced that many times with my ex and with the married couple I was with temporarily. They ended up not being who they said they was on Facebook. And it's really, they can portray themselves to be this righteous person, this loving person, all that stuff, but in reality, they're not. And I experienced that too many times now, to a point where now I decide to get rid of Facebook, because I am not going to go through that anymore for the rest of my life. And also to protect my life from any other unwanted stress, unwanted hurts, and whatever else that could be caused by people pretending to be your friend when in reality they're not. And throughout the whole entire time, though, I did my best to get along with everyone, but sometimes certain people are just not your people, and people just split off from each other, and that's how it goes. Sometimes people are only meant to be in our lives for a season, And that is completely understandable because not everyone's meant to be in our lives for eternity or forever. Yep, so because of those experiences, I rather just protect myself from now on and be safe. And you guys can take my advice if you want. Especially to not trust people on the internet. Because I fell for it. I trusted the wrong people. And look at what happened to me. You know, I went into an abusive relationship. Then I went to a couple that ended up kicking me out and leaving me stranded in the middle of nowhere. Like, yeah, they are not who they say they are. They can say that they're loving all they want, but in reality, I rather protect myself and to just focus more in real life, focus more on what I got to do. And I love reading books. I love, learning continually, learning truth, everything like that. And spending time in nature, because that always helps me, especially when I go through something, of course. Spending time in nature is actually a good remedy. If you're stressed or depressed or whatever else, spending time in nature actually really helps you. Because it really helped me, especially during the time that I was hurt by people and betrayed and rejected and people slandering me and gossiping, making up lies, whatever else. And another thing is, I wasn't the type of person that constantly posted my personal life on Facebook, because that's not what I did. But there were posts that I have made before, and people just has taken it out on context and blocked me and whatever else they did just because of a post I did, or couple posts or few posts, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'd be speaking about something that's truthful, and then people get all divided against me because of what I shared. And then also, and another thing I noticed about this fellowship group, which I'm not going to be a part of anymore. I also noticed that they expect perfection out of everyone. If we sinned one time, they just literally disregard us and push us out of the group. Yeah, I've been through that, and I just went through that. And that is not right. Because Yahuwah, the creator of all things, He forgives us as long as we do our best each and every day, as long as we strive to do our best. But, sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes people may have high expectations and expect us to be super perfect, or else they'll just block us. I mean, because, I made a mistake of rebelling against counsel and defending the man that I'm currently with right now. I was defending him on a post. That was how it started. They just rejected me because I defended someone I loved. And he didn't even post anything inappropriate, but they accused it of it. Because us humans, we go through marriage and stuff like that, and that's something that's been So, so anyways, hope you all have a wonderful day. I think that's all I had to say, but and I had nothing but negative experience lately on Facebook, especially being connected to the wrong people, and then, it is what it is. So, Hope you all doing well and hope you all have a wonderful day.